Hello, I am Lily. Today I am going to present the Korean War, which was fought between North Korea and South Korea from 1950 to 1953. Particularly, our third question is researching our script. Why did the United States and the Soviet Union help both sides of Korea? How much was our country damaged by the war? How the postal economy recovered? I, Julie, and Lee would like to announce an investigation into these questions. Enjoy to listen to our presentation. Thanks.
Hi, I am Ellie. I study why the United States and the Soviet Union helped both sides of Korea. The Korean War was the first military action of the Cold War. It was sparked by the June 25, 1950 invasion of South Korea by 75,000 members of North Korean People's Army. The line they crossed, the 38th pattern, was created in 1945 to separate the Republic of Korea to the south, and the U.S. separated the Republic of Korea to the south. The Korean War was a civil conflict that became a proxy war between superpowers clashing over communism and democracy. Between 2 and 4 million people died, 70% of them civilians. No peace treaty was ever signed or sought in December 2021. North and South Korea and the United States and China to agreed a formal end to the war. Initially, Kim Il-sung wanted to make a communist Korea, so he requested the Soviet Union and China to join forces. The Soviet Union and China also agreed to support the military because they found it convenient to make the Republic of Korea a communist country. Furthermore, the relationship between the Soviet Union and the United States had gotten worse after Second World War ended with the Allied forces' victory. Communism and democratic regimes were increasingly in check. At the time, it was a national decision that the U.S. government participated in the war to protect Korea's democracy. Personally, I rarely said that the war was occurred by other countries.
Next, I researched how much damage was done during the war. Approximately 580,000 U.S. and South Korean troops and approximately 1,600,000 communist troops were killed, one dead or reported missing. For U.S. forces, over 33,600 dead and almost 100,000 wounded and missing in action. With U.S. Air Forces, totals at 1,841 killed, one dead and missing in action. Separated families and war orphans were over 100,000 people. I am deeply sorrowful that many people were died and lost their family due to the war. Besides, a total of 60 countries thankfully helped our country. The 60 countries that supported combat were USA, Canada, Denmark. So some of the countries supported South Korea as material support. I've never experienced any war, but I know war is a disaster. It should never happen on the peninsula again. I think it is important that my country should be getting strong to stay this time now.
Hello, I am Louis. The third topic I investigated is how Korean economy has gradually developed and now. We can assume that our country was destroyed everything after the war. House and territory were wrecked. In 1915, people thought in time for change. Our government started from a lower industrial base. Sugar, flour, and cotton was the main product. In 1916, the country's major export items were mainly light industrial products manufactured in small factories of raw materials such as shoes, clothes, and wigs. Others made labor intensive too. In 1970s, the president planned 5-year plan of economic growth, and it became a big success. That time, the Korean industries were changed by planning 5-year plan of economic growth. That is, the country invested in heavy chemical facilities and laid the basis for the export of heavy industrial products. Particularly, constructing highway between Seoul and Busan is the seed of the economic growth. As a result, it became a huge success. Nowadays, Korea is one of rich countries all over the world. As we wrote this article, we come to think a lot about the world. The war is still going on today. We should try not to have a war again.
We already know people all over the world can become victims by harmful wars. All countries make an effort in order to sustain peace. Where I live, where I stand, nobody can bring us peace but ourselves. Thank you for listening to our presentation. Have a good night.